Parloa.
As excited as I am in the moment about the meaningful conversations about multi-modality and about everything that's going on in Agentic, we have a lot of clients with whom we are working together on the long haul that now face the challenge to go from rule-based with natural language understanding to the new Agentic Gen AI world. And this is the idea of this panel, and I'm really excited that I could convince two of our longest customers for this session, Deutsche Glasfaser and HSE. My first guest here, Nisa, I met her on a construction site. Very funny story, because we were just moving to our new office. It was a construction site, and she was working for an old employer, visiting our site to see where the team that we provide for Deutsche Glasfaser should sit. And we were all wearing construction helmets, wandering across this construction site. And this is something I always remember when I think about Nisa. Nisa, come to the stage, please. Great applause for Nisa, everyone. Lovely to have you here.
Thank you,
Please
Ben.
take a seat. We will get our next guest up as well. Uwe and my story or our mutual story is that we worked together for 2 years before we met each other first time because it was COVID, and we successfully launched the HSE phone agents with very high frequency. We are handling about 3 million calls per year. And then we first met in Berlin as we received a prize for this very phone agent. And it was like we saw each other first time in person, and we didn't shake hands, but we hugged right away. And this is something that always comes in mind when I see Uwe. Please come to the stage. So, nice to have you here. Yeah, Nisa, maybe we can start with you. Can you introduce yourself quickly and give us an idea of what you're doing around AI at Deutsche Glasfaser?
Yes, thank you, Ben. So I'm Nisa. I am a senior partner manager at Deutsche Glasfaser. So my actual job is to deal with our customer service partners that we work with, that they run our customer service, they reply to customer inquiries. And I was lucky enough to be at the right place at the right time to start our AI journey at Deutsche Glasfaser in customer operations. And we had loads of meetings, and then we just said, okay, let's start it, let's do it. So we implemented AI in our voice portal. It used to be a classic IVR, and now our customers can actually talk to Ida, who's our nice little AI agent.
When was our go live? I believe it was in 21 or 22?
22.
22.
22, yes.
So live for around 3 years.
Yes, 3.5 years now, very successfully, and yeah.
Perfect. Uwe, 3.5 years, maybe HSE, we're
the project started, I think, in the middle of summer 2021. We launched it early 2022.
quite a lot.
The bot, yes.
Yes.
So my name is Uwe. I'm responsible at HSE for the customer service area. We are trying to make our customers happy. And we made it before we met. And the project was like, as Nisa said, we had an IVR and wanted to replace it with an AI solution. And therefore checked out the market, and Parloa and Mu together won the pitch. And then we started in late summer 2021 to develop, and delivery was early January 2022. So it's been a while, and it was very successful. So we were probably the first department within the company that to focus on AI with that project, and thus delivered or contributed visible success. So with, you said it before, up to 3 million calls a year, and also capable with that solution to handle up to 600 calls in parallel. And the background of this is that we have a very high volume, call volume still, and very volatile volume at the same time. So we have a lot of peaks, and we have to have a very good intraday management to get these peaks, because we want to sell products in that moment the customer calls us. So we don't, or we cannot afford to give them a call back. We want to serve them when they call us.
So you have quite a big benefit with the phone bot, you can say. Always after these special days you have in the year, like Mother's Day, when we two are speaking, then you tell me without the bot we couldn't have handled all the volume.
Exactly.
So it's a big benefit. When it comes to Gen AI and all the Gen AI benefits we are seeing now, how are you looking to this to this topic? What is there that you're finding interesting in top of the rule-based NLU bot?
So I learned about Gen AI back in April 2024 for the first time, together with you and the guys of Paloa at our premises in Munich. We had a 2-day workshop, and I think they didn't even call it AMP at that time, but it was a preview of what is possible. And we said, okay, this is the path we want to take. Definitely, we want to give not only on the rule-based side services to our customers, but also on let's say creative side. And as I said, the bot we implemented so far is a rule-based solution. Means it's highly structured. That's also very important for that, because we have a specific sequence in the dialogue and the components of the dialogue. So we have to have a perfect ID check. We need the article number, the size, the color, and so on. And it's not so far necessary to have a creative dialogue at the sales point. So because the decision of the customer has already been made at that time. And what we learned in the workshop in April last year, we want to use in the service area for our customers. And then we had made the decision to go this path, as I said, because we don't want to stay on the side. We want to go on the pitch and play. And this is when we started. And now, 4 or 5 months ago, we went live with the first pilot solution on Gen AI basis with 3 use cases. Where's my delivery? Where's my return? And I need a return form. It's not the easiest way, but it's a bit more complex. It's not only a routing or something or an FAQ solution. It's a bit more complex. Yeah. And what we saw, I can tell you a bit more about later, probably.
But basically, to wrap this up, you have a lot of experience for around 3 or 4 years in a rule-based sales bot on the one hand, and on the other hand, you have a service bot live for several months now, where you get first experiences with use cases on Gen AI.
Exactly.
Perfect. Thank you. Nisa, could you elaborate a bit on your rule-based and Gen AI structure in the project at the moment?
Yes, so similarly, like Uwe, we learned about AMP middle of last year as well. And as you know very well, we are always very excited to try new things. So at the beginning of the year, we started implementing Gen AI in the first phone use case, which was, we started with a simple use case, which was just where can I get this, or I need this data for my router to connect it. And so we could actually give the customers more information on also how to connect it, what settings to use and to do. And all the while, we still use the rule-based for our IVR, where we ran into some issues because we always had to know what the customer is trying to tell us. And the customers are very simple. They call and they say, this is my problem, or I want to know something about my contract, or I have problems with my internet. And we always had to exactly match what the customer was saying to us. We swapped to GenAI for the voice portal a few months ago, and now we can actually just also get the context of where the customer wants to go or what the customer's problem is. Where's my package? It's okay, it's a logistics issue. So we could actually better qualify our customers' issues while they're calling us. So this has been the bit of the phone journey. We've already completely implemented GenAI in our chatbots. So
I believe we mutually terrorized the Paloa product.
You might have,
to
yes.
Give us early access on the chat API, right?
I think they're dodging our calls now. Yes,
They have an
good.
agent for this.
Yes, yes, they made an agent for us. No, we really, really wanted to go live on our chatbot. We were also changing our chat infrastructure at the same time. So we wanted to implement new technology instantly into our new chatbot.
So main advantage you pointed out in GenAI is when it comes to FAQ knowledge, you can be on the point with the answer, and before on phone it not quite.
I spent hours of my weeks going through whatever the customer's issues were and basically training the bot to, because back then it was still a bot. Now it's an AI agent, but so I spent a lot of my time just qualifying what the customer was saying. And if there was just some little differences, it was not qualified correctly. And the reason why we need to qualify the calls correctly is because when it goes into the wrong queue, there's going to be post-routing. So one call becomes two calls. So it's all about efficiency, also saving the customer's time, saving our time so we can have more time for the next customer.
Okay. Uwe, I remember that customer experience was, besides the fact that you want to have a good conversion rate, but customer experience was always something very, very important for you. We spoke about the voice we pick and how we characterize the voice persona a lot. And now that we have Gen AI and Gen AI can be empathetic to the user, what does it make with you if you look to your rule-based phone bot? Is it like you want to make it in you directly, or do you see advantages of the rule-based solution at the moment?
So I love my rule-based solution because, as I said, it's the structure that we have or that we see on rule-based is needed for that process. And I'm totally convinced that you find the right solution to match to the process. It's not because of everyone is talking about Gen AI, it's the right solution for any of the processes that we have to face right now. So it's this is one of the skills I see. When you know your things that are important for the company and important for the customer as well, you can find the right decision. And in my case, the sales case is still perfect with the rule-based. The vision is to have Gen AI for that as well one day. But today we have to focus on developing, on also to focus on the customer acceptance of these technologies. Our customers are not, let's say, 25 anymore. They have more experience, life experience gained so far.
Come on, how old are they?
Let's 55 and older.
And older. Okay.
And it's really a strong thing to look on the customer as acceptance. And what I see with Gen AI in the service area, this is I cannot compare it to the other let's say use case. But what I see in that 3 use cases that I told you, where's my delivery, where's my return form, or I need a return form, is really impressive how our customers are able to deal with the agent. And they say it's like a conversation that we have, and in the end most of the customers say thank you and have a good day. And this is what I need. It's a happy customer. In the end, some of the customers are angry by calling. You said I want my delivery within the next 3 to 5 days. Where is it? I don't have it. I need it. Something like this. And in the end, they are mostly happy to have the right answer, a good feeling that it will be there in a short period of time. So.
By the way, as you mentioned it both, I really love it that you both, as responsible leaders in customer care, are listening to the voice files of the customer interactions yourself. I guess this is something remarkable. Nisa, where are advantages on rule-based in your phone agent and the phone bot systems at the moment?
You always know what the outcome is going to be. So we also use the rule-based as an authentication for the customers, because we deal with contracts, customer data. And if a customer calls us and tells us, okay, this is where I live, this is my birthday, and this is my name, and this is my customer number, I know exactly, okay, this is that customer. We can't do that with Gen AI yet. So there's no, not yet, I heard it's coming, but there's no deterministic approach yet. And we need that, because otherwise we would get in big troubles with the customers. First of all, because we all know, we all like our data to be safe. I don't want anyone to just call a company and pretend to be me, because there was like some hallucinations, some mistakes made, and also data security. Our data security would never allow us to take that approach. So we have to find workarounds for that. And at the moment, we have to stick to the hybrid approach. So have the rule-based for some bits. And I completely agree. I love my rule-based at times properly, because it just gives you what you need at the moment. And that's why we still run the hybrid approach.
And it's just to add one thing, the hybrid approach is something that when we started with Gen AI and learned about to train the agent, to prompt it, and saw the first results, I at the very early stage said, isn't it possible to get a hybrid thing for let's say some parts of the dialogue, some components that we need a rule-based approach for having 100% precise solution, and for more, let's say, open components of the dialogue, the Gen AI approach. But that was not possible so far. Let's hope for the future. But yeah, in a way, that could be also a good idea to combine the two technologies. Yeah.
What does all this detailed knowledge about the two approaches make with you and your organization? I mean, there is a lot of desire regarding agentic and Gen AI, and of course it feels better in most ways if you're listening first. How do you moderate that, and how do you make sure that you can have a good discussion with the people in your team about that?
So that's what probably Malte called earlier today a C-level buy-in. In our case, everything is possible, and we have to deliver. Just kidding. It's like in any other project as well. You have to tell the real story. You have to tell to manage the expectations on the one hand side, and the realistic approach and the step-by-step, let's say, project plan on the other hand side. And how I manage it, I bring the calls to the people. So in my case, and that's also, let's say for the future, for me, it's very important to have a huge transparency in the organization at all. I bring even the recorded phone calls from the Gen AI service agent, next week in a town hall for all of the HSE colleagues to listen to real calls from the agent to our customers and the reaction of the customers, to feel it, to not only hear it or not getting that close that we are on a daily basis because we work with that. This is, I think, necessary to take anyone with you on that journey.
Nisa, what about Deutsche Glasfaser? How do you handle that?
Similarly with new approaches as well. So for our standard setup, we have no voice recordings, but I do get the transcripts of our AI agent and share them with my colleagues. And I've also done the voice recording bit when we launched a training agent, because that's what we've been using Gen AI for as well, to use it as a training agent to call our hotline and talk to the agents. And those recordings I've been taking into big meetings and just introducing that's also a possibility. It's not just dealing with the customers, it's also dealing with our agents, with our human agents, I have to specify, to train them, to get them used to the AI agent. And Uwe, you said that before, that your customers say thank you, and our human agents say thank you, and they have like a nice conversation with Guido, who's our training AI agent, and they say thank you. They say, "Oh, I'm glad I could help you." And so openness is always the key. Managing expectations. Say, okay, we are starting with AI, but we're starting with small increments, and this is the KPI we are hoping to improve with it, and then also share the successes.
Maybe about Guido, the training AI agents. Can you explain it in 2 or 3 sentences what this is?
Yes, I'd love to. So Guido is an AI agent who does. We did start with the idea of a mystery call. Obviously, it's not mystery because there's latency differences from speaking to a human or to an AI agent. And we also wanted to make sure that our agents knew who was calling and what questions are going to come or could come up. So we started with different approaches. In the beginning, Guido would call and ask 3 questions. We are down to 1 question, but he also reacts to what the agent is saying, like what the human agent is saying, like, "Oh, just give me a second, I will look it up," or "Can you repeat your question?" He can also speak on to an answering machine and say, "Oh, okay, you're not there, I will call you back." So this is where Gen AI has been a wonderful approach, because you could simulate a conversation with a customer.
Okay. So since we'll be kicked from the stage in a couple of seconds, a very quick answer. If you fast forward 3 years, how will your conversational AI strategy look like?
There's always a very difficult question. We are hoping that we will get most of the inquiries that our customers have just sorted by the AI agents, and have our human agents to deal with more human jobs. Like not, "Oh, can you change my bank details?" but more like, "I have a very complicated problem. My spouse died. Sorry, didn't mean to just come up with a very sad option, but those are the situations where we would not want an AI agent to speak to the customer. It's more a human approach. So we would have the more complicated things, because internet is very complicated at times, and be able to give our human agents the time to deal with the customers that need it.
Thank you. Uwe, do you agree?
I agree totally. So, but if you would have asked me this question last year on that wave, I would probably, about the 3 years, and I would probably not had given the right answer because of what we saw today. But I think this will influence our AI strategy as well massively, because we are producing moving pictures all day long, because we are selling most of the products via TV, and the multi-model approach that we saw today will probably mostly or massively influence our business. To have an AI which is capable of mixing data out of text, videos, images, name it. That's a very interesting approach.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So before we give a hot applause for our two panelists, I just wanted to add that at the Moo booth, we brought our famous Moo IPA. You can get one for free in the hall. And when you're there, you can have a look to our Implementation Excellence Award we received yesterday in this, for the second year in a row. We are very proud on that. And now applause for the two. Thank you.
Parloa.